Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I stumbled onto Chucky season 2. I didn't know it had started. I'd heard it was starting up, but yes, the episode was called Halloween 2, and it was really shocking. They basically undid everything from the cliffhanger. They just reset everything in like one scene, and just started it all over again. Whoever was running the show this season said, "Yeah, no, forget what we did last season. We're going to do something different." I'm like, wow. So the end of last season, Charles Lee Ray, whatever his name was, had basically put himself into like 70 Chucky dolls, and they're all on a van. It was being driven by Andy, and the bride of Chucky, Tiffany, had commandeered it at gunpoint, and that was where it ended. And I thought, oh my God, what the hell's going to happen next season? Well, what's going to happen in one scene is Andy's going to swerve the van so that Tiffany drops her gun. It's going to blow her head off and then drive the van off a cliff and kill himself and all the Chuckies. And the kids are going to take the blame. That other kid, Junior, I've forgotten his actual name. He's just been referred to as Junior. He's going to take the blame for all the Chucky murders. Everyone's going to think the kids made up the Chucky doll, the doll being alive. We're going to have a whole lot of people afraid of dolls. And yeah, that's where it ends. The boys did have to go their separate ways, and there was a very nice little scene where they were saying goodbye and they couldn't kiss because the foster parents were watching, and then he drove off, and then the other one just yelled out and he got him to stop the car, and then they kissed, and they're like, oh, they're watching, who cares, blah, blah, blah. And then 6 months later, I don't think they'd actually seen each other. The kid, I've forgotten the name of the main kid. I'm really bad. I should have taken some more notes. But I just watched it and I just really enjoyed it and excited. I thought I'm going to do a video. He's been taking care of his foster brother. We'll call him Robin, since he keeps they refer to themselves as Batman and Robin, and they use those sort of jokes all the way through the episode. It's Halloween night, and someone is playing a trick or treat trick on them. Basically, Lexi is taking substances to get through the whole stress of it all. She's taking care of her sister, Caroline. Her mother is running for mayor again because she's a sociopath who can't stop. And Chucky dresses up like a ghost and gets into the house via trick-or-treating and calls the other two guys to let them know what he's doing. And then he's in the house. They call the police, but he gets out of there. And of course no one believes them. But they know Chucky is back. Now, shockingly, Chucky literally hooks up with Robin and gets, between the two of them, they build a bomb and they show up on the doorstep of the mayor's, I think it was the mayor, and Lexi's upstairs snorting something, and he's downstairs with a bomb and the kids, and he's like, I've been waiting for the three of you to be in the same room so I can blow you up and kill you all. But you guys don't see each other. Like, you're not good friends, basically. You haven't seen each other in 6 months. So he's just waiting for her to come downstairs. She comes downstairs, and I can't remember the name of the kids. I'm just going to call him the boyfriend, like the main guy and the main kid and his boyfriend. The boyfriend zaps Chucky, and the kid grabs the bomb and runs off with it like it's all a game. He doesn't take it seriously. He doesn't realise this is real. And then Chucky just jumps up behind him and boom, kills him. They just blew up a kid. I thought this was a joke. Not a joke, but I thought it was a dream. When he came to the door and it's like him and Chucky and a bomb, I'm like, and the little girl Caroline answers, I thought, this is just a nightmare of hers. Because they had a therapy session earlier on, and the therapist gave her a doll called Belle, which kind of looks like the Bride of Chucky, but I'm not sure, because I haven't seen any of the films other than the first two films, and I saw them when they originally came out. I watched the first film once on DVD, like maybe 10 years ago, when I bought it, and that was the first time I'd seen it since I saw it when I was a kid. So I don't know a lot about the Chuckies. I've got 3 or 4 of the Chucky films, but I don't have all of them. So until I have them all, I'm not going to watch them until I can watch them all in sequence so I know what happens, because that's very important, which is the problem now. I have no idea what else happening. So Andy, they never found his body, so they think he might be... I think he might be alive. I can't believe they would kill him off. They're guessing several Chucky survived because he blew himself up willingly. He wouldn't have done that if he was the only Chucky. So some of the Chuckies survived. I think the number of 72 was mentioned during the episode, and I'm not sure how many there actually were that were possessed. But yeah, the kids basically all get blamed for making the bomb, because of course no one believes that there's an evil doll called Chucky. And they all get sent off to the home of the Incarnate Lord. So they arrive there at the end of the episode, and then a postman shows up with a box that looks conveniently Chucky-sized. So that's the episode. I was just really shocked that they basically just said, yeah, let's just forget last season, the cliffhanger. Let's just wrap all that up and go somewhere else. I mean, I've heard of writers who wrote season finales of shows with no plan for the next season, who then weren't there for the next season and left it up for the next person to write themselves out of the corner that they'd written themselves into. Very famously with Star Trek The Next Generation, The Best of Both Worlds, they didn't know how that was going to end. That was written as a cliffhanger, and I think the person who actually had to write the episode actually was the one who wrote it. He actually ended up getting hired back. I think he finished it, but he didn't write it with any idea of what was going to happen in the next season. And sometimes that happens where people they are like, how do we get out of this? Let's just write the quickest way out and then do what we want for the season. So I was really surprised and disappointed that they haven't totally abandoned the multiple Chuckies, because some of them survived, but the setup that they had, Jennifer Tilly's gone, just 6 months later, everything is changed and done, and it's a new season, and I think it's a bit of a sellout, a bit of a cop-out. I'm a bit disappointed, but it happens. Often, if they've got a bit of class and a bit of respect for their audience, they'll take a few episodes to work their way out of whatever situation they had at the end of the last season. Occasionally people will just snap out of it, say, do the old, Dallas resolution, say it's all a dream, or just find some quick way out of it and then go on what they want to do for the season. So I found that really surprising. But I'm glad the 3 main kids are back. I'm glad the other kids are still a couple, although it is weird because they're young, but there's plenty of young straight couples on TV and no one cares about it, but have 2 young guys in a relationship and everyone gets all upset. I've seen a lot of homophobic comments and stuff, particularly from last season when they first got together, because of their age, and I'm like, no one says anything when straight kids are written into romances. It'd be nice if they could just be kids, just in general, everyone. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad it's back. I really enjoyed the first season, and I just bought it actually. So I was going to watch it again before watching the second season, but I've been really busy and it snuck up on me, and here it is. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. It's like, this is the formula. It worked. 3 kids, no one believes that the Chucky doll's after them, fighting Chucky. Then you have this big grand experience where the whole town basically seeing Chucky go crazy, and then it's like Sunnyvale, where just everyone forgets, and then they just write it all out, and then they're back in the same setup that they know works, which is kids alone, isolated, and no one believes them that Chucky's after them. It's kind of like that X-Files syndrome where Scully, just every episode she's like, I can't believe in that real. I've never seen anything before. When the last episode she just fought a giant monster or something. Yeah, so the whole Sunnyvale thing, it's Sunnydale thing. I don't know, part of me resents it, but part of me sort of I kind of wasn't sure what, 72 Chuckies and, all this grand sort of drama, how that was going to go and how they're going to, work with what they're going to do with that in the next season. Well, they threw it away, is what they did. But, yeah, so mixed feelings. I enjoyed it, but I was like, really? You just, basically reset everything and went back to the start of the last season. Are we just going to do that each season? Have some big cliffhanger and then the next season we just go back to what we're doing season before, because that's going to get really repetitive and insulting eventually. So we'll see. I'm going to keep watching it. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. I can't believe I talked for 10 minutes. But, I did. Feel free to... Did I just say that? I don't know. I'm going to go.